Hello. How are you doing? Let's get the levels right. Hopefully things sound okay. We're here. It's late. I'm behind. It's been a day. Let's go to this one. Yeah, let's skip straight to it. Turn the music down a bit. Okay, so where are we at? Camera's all messed up. Hey, NA Games, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Okay, so UI game. Where are we at? We have landscape. I originally wanted it to be like some kind of other setting, but like it's kind of hard with the limited resources. So a shader that emulates clouds and land below it is what we're gonna go with, because it's just easier. That's basically it. So all that is literally a gradient. So I'm not using any additional assets. It's all within engine, and it just has a material shader on it, which is a couple of noises and some color. So yeah, we can experiment a little bit with this to create something a little bit more like, I don't know, like maybe you want these to be gray because it's like mountains, right? And bring that down a bit, and then maybe at the top it's like white or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So yeah, we've got some options in terms of like how to play around with this. I don't know what. Oh yeah, there we go. Delete that one. Doesn't look like this. Yeah, so maybe something like that. I don't know, whatever. And so now we've got that. I've also added, this was yesterday for an hour or so, some collision shapes to prevent the thing goes explode. What's the word? The bullets don't pass beyond this point. So there's a bullet boundary for both the enemy and the player. So you can't shoot enemies off screen, which I think is probably a good thing to prevent. Might move this a little bit further up so we can't tell that is happening, and same below, because now the enemies move down screen as you do. So I'm not bothering to delete the projectiles after they leave the screen, or the enemies themselves. I just can't be bothered. Prismatic Queen, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Hello, welcome to the stream. We're just getting started. We're a little bit late, but we're getting through it. So yeah, so I can give this a run. We've got a combo counter, which is pretty basic, but we're there. What else is new? Not really much. What's up, my Australian man? I am here and Australian, and I think I got a little bit sunburned today in the sun, as you do when you're in Australia. Let's give this a run. I've got a bug that I need to deal with at some point, that is with the combo counter. And yeah, I also like nerfed the player damage, so it's a little bit, and these guys now look at you, which is like hectic, but you're kind of safe in the middle. But these guys are like, they'll shoot straight at you, which is pretty tough. Oh yeah, it's pretty hectic. I'm not going to make it. Dead. And you actually don't die. I have to fix that. And yeah, there's some errors when it comes to like the projectile index. So like I'm playing around with the combo counter. So basically what I thought was, the way it works right now is as you kill more enemies, your combo counter goes up. And once you reach level 5 or combo 5, combo 10, combo 15, you will get upgrades to your weapons. And what I want to say is like when you take a hit, you lose that upgrade. But now that I'm playing around with the projectile, what am I calling it? The combo, where is it? It's in here somewhere. I guess not. Combo counter. I call it a milestone. Now that I'm playing around with the milestone counter, I'm getting some weird errors when it comes to the projectile index, which is what we use to determine which bullet to shoot. So we gotta try and work that out, because when we subtract it, there's a snake in the reflection of the guitar. What? You're an idiot. Okay. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. There we go. No, that's still wrong. This is the wrong. I gotta like work on my layers. I got so many. I need to delete some. I thought maybe you were talking about like the white line that is like on the edge. I can't actually hover over it. But yeah, anyway. So we've got some problems with the projectile index because right now that just pulled up -15. It should just be like between 1 and 3. Sorry, it should be between 0 and 2. 0, 1, 2. We only have 3 different kinds of weapons. So I don't really know why it's doing that. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really make any sense. And I don't know why. That I subtracted a milestone counter. When we get to a combo of 5, so this is the milestone, is 5. So when it's divisible by the combo milestone, which is 5, this is just a combo counter. So that just goes up no matter what. Like, it's kind of a misleading term. It just means how many enemies we've killed. And so every 5, you get a buff, I guess you would call it. You get a milestone counter. But when you get hit, combo equals 0. This is probably the source of the problem. Combo does get reset to 0. Do I have a subtract? I don't know if I'm calling this function. I might just comment this out and just find out if anything breaks. But I think I've got a problem with the reset combo because, well, resetting it to 0 really shouldn't. I didn't think that would have any issues. It just means you have to kill 5 more to get the upgrade back. But maybe that's causing this issue of projectile index -15. Let's go to the player because that's really where that is determined. See if we can spot an error. So this is just projectile index equals level, projectile size -1. So it's the minimum of what your level is, and your level is set at level increased, right? Level equals level, and this is okay. So we've got a signal from the combo counter, which is combo milestone reached. So I guess the answer is it's coming from this, the milestone counter, -1. So when it goes down, I don't understand why that would cause an issue. It would just be a smaller number, realistically, -1, unless for some reason that can go past 0, which I guess is, this happens every time you get hit. So that's probably a source of the issue, because it really shouldn't be able to go past, like it's in -15. Like, why is it -15? We probably just took too many hits. And like, this is after we died. I have to fix that because I can't delete the player anymore. So I have to do something else, which is fine. I can just give it a state that says don't move, and maybe play an animation. I don't have a lot of time left, so I probably won't be able to play an animation. So probably what I need to do is create like a little mini state. Not even a state. It's just a bool, because there's not a lot of stuff going on with this this character anyway. Like, it just takes mouse input. So we can just go, if it's far dead. I don't even know at this point. Just go with whatever, false. And then, how do we determine if we've died? Add health, on health player changed, if damage, add power up, health expired, game over. Here we go. So we're omitting that, so we can just go dead equals true. And then in the input, because I'm pretty sure this is all just combined. It's in the physics process. So I can just go like, if dead, return, right? Easy peasy. We won't be able to move anymore. And that's all. It doesn't do anything else. And the weapon manager, I guess we can, what do we do here? How do we prevent this from being activated? I suppose it doesn't really matter. The input for the function for shoot is what we would need to disable, but we don't know. We could query that variable. We could do something really dodgy here and say like, and owner dot dead, right? In theory, that should work. It's really dodgy. You should never do this. we're just like getting lazy at this point, as you do towards the end of a jam. Okay, so the other question is, I got a lot of places where I'm going to need to figure this stuff out. Projectile. So you can no longer shoot once you're dead. So like theoretically, you won't get that error even though the level's going to negatives. But we can easily fix that. In the combo counter, this should really be the minimum. It can't be less than 0. So we can go, instead of doing -1, we can go clamp or min max, really, because we want the larger of the two. We can go milestone counter -1 and then -0. Easy peasy. And not dead, you mean? No, well, if you're dead, if it's true, if dead, so dead is false because you're alive, right? And if you're dead, you get out. You don't process, right? That makes sense. If you're not dead, then you keep going. I don't know. Maybe I did fuck that up. That felt right in my head. We can't shoot. No, you were correct. That's funny. And not dead. Because it's an and statement. Yeah, that's right. That makes sense. We're back. We're back, boys. Okay, so in theory now, we shouldn't get that error. Whoa. I've never seen it move like that. Pretty crazy. Let's just get killed and then see what happens. Yeah, well, I'm not getting any errors, so I guess we're good. Shit's flying all over the place. I might need to buff the damage again, because I feel like it's a little bit too difficult now. Okay. We're back. We're back. What's this print? This is for the timer? Make enemy bad guys stare at player you just use look at. Yes, I believe so. I did have to change a few things to make that work. I think that's where we left off last on Thursday. So here it is here, look at target, yeah? So pretty basic. The target is the player global position, but I'm smoothing it essentially with a turn rate. It's pretty high, so like realistically, make that like a little bit less, so they turn a little slower. That gives you a bit of an advantage as the player. So I had to actually make some changes to make that work because that's based on the x-axis, so they need to face this way now, which is kind of annoying. And then I also had to change the coding for the projectiles because the projectiles were just like programmed to move down screen. Obviously, if they're facing a particular direction, they need to not do that. So I had to like implement the rotation, which is fine. We got there. We used the sprite rotation. Anyway. Yeah, by the way, what's the difference between lerping and move towards? Not much. Move towards a little bit more flexible. I like it more. It's literally the same thing, realistically. I honestly, actually, you know what? I don't know. Let's see what it says. Move to and from at the delta amount. So we got a from and a to. I don't know if lerp has that. I think lerp is just lerp. Lerp. From to, wait, I don't know. Yeah, they're kind of the same to me. Linear interpolates between the two. I suppose that would be the difference. It's a linear interpolation. Should be between... To perform interpolation, the weight should be between 0 and 1. However, values outside of this range are allowed and can be used to form extrapolation. If this is not to the side, use clamp, yada, yada, yada. Both from and to must be the same type, which is the same for move towards. Inverse lerp. Okay, what does it say here? To perform eased interpolation with erp, combine it with ease, smooth step, or remap. Note, for better type safety, use this. Yeah, I don't know. It's a great question. I prefer move towards because it just feels better, but realistically, I guess like maybe the delta could be move from and to with the delta amount will not go past 2. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the difference. I don't know. I actually don't know. Yeah, they seem the same to me. You have to call lerp every frame. Is it the same for this? I actually don't know. I suppose so. Yeah. Maybe I have to do some testing. I'm sure someone's already worked it out. Someone smarter than me. It's kind of just whatever you feel comfortable with at the end of the day. It probably doesn't matter at the end. Like, you know, like under the hood, who knows? Performance-wise. Okay, so we're a little bit distracted. What were we doing? We were talking about the player death, so we sort of worked that out. Enemies feel a bit too strong. It seems a bit too hard at the moment. And, oh, you know what else I wanted to fix up is the spawn timer. So we're sort of at the lower end. The spawn rate is 5 seconds, and it increases by 1 second every time we get to a milestone, which is kind of cruel. And I think I'm going to make it 5. I'm going to halve it, and that's the print there. And it comes out to a maximum of 1.5. Now, there's a problem here. I just realized every time you get hit, this actually gets worse. Because this is just tied to the milestone counter. So, yeah, milestone combo raged. Not great. We take an amount here. But realistically, at the end of the day, we should just like create a function, another signal, right? I'm getting kind of lazy with the names. Increase difficulty. Right, it doesn't really need to emit anything else. So increase difficulty. And we can just emit that here on its own. Increase difficulty, emit. Right, and then we can go back to the spawner and rather than connecting that, we can connect increase difficulty. And that way, whenever we increase the difficulty, we increase the spawn rate by half a second up to a maximum rate of 1.5, an enemy every 1.5 seconds. I do want to try and make a boss. We're sort of at that stage now. We've got like 4 hours left on the clock for the deadline. And I think we could make something. Where are the bad guys? His turn rate's really slow now. Still fast enough. Can't kill him that quick. Have to still move out of the way. Do a little dance. These guys are a little bit easier because their hitbox is pretty wide. They have a lot of health though. I should probably reduce it. The enemies now also drop health, but it's really quite a low drop chance. It's like 10%. Okay, we're up to... We must have reached 5. Yeah, okay. It's a lot easier once you get 2 bullets, so really... Like, it becomes like a lot easier because you're doing twice as much damage. Feels good. We're going to get 3 at the next one and we'll be basically invincible and the enemies aren't spawning that quickly. So, we're pretty good at this point. Do like insane damage if you get like up close to them too. Just have to tank a hit. Oh, it went down to 2. And the combo dropped. Okay. So there's a risk to that playstyle. And there's some health. The spawn rate feels really bad. I don't like it. It feels too slow now. I'm getting errors. I just noticed. 31 errors. Add area callable damage. No, okay. This is to do with the spawn rate. Add power up. We've got all these callable errors. This is, I think, to do with like scene tree stuff. It doesn't prevent the player. I'm not going to worry about investigating it because it's not stopping the game from running. This feels really low. Can we get a spawn rate check? Did I emit that properly? I'm emitting it once you reach the milestone, so like realistically, the answer should be it's fine. Hey, Mr. Forgettable, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Oh, big boy, straight away. That's not what you want. They have a low spawn rate, and then we got 2 in a row. Oh, took a hit. No. That's really bad. These guys are easy to kill because their shots get split, so It's mostly there because they point at the player. So the reason I decided to do it that way is so that when there's a lot of stuff on screen, the other enemies, they'll point straight at you and shoot. These guys, obviously, they just do like an aerial, like an AoE. But like, it's just because it seemed a bit unfair to have everything pointing straight at you. So it's mostly just when you're not trying to kill them, you get like some, because these guys here, they'll just shoot straight at you. They're super annoying. Oh, we've got a shield. I don't know if the combo counter is affected by that. I'm not willing to find out. So we should be up to like a higher spawn rate. It just doesn't feel like it. Yeah, I don't think that's getting called. There's no printout here. So what happened? Increased difficulty dot emit. Did I like fuck up somewhere? The signal player health is declared but never used. What the hell is this? Player health changed. Okay, whatever. Some dead script. The parameter delta is never used. No one cares. On health changed. That's fine. Or health is showing. Oh, okay. I do want to fix that. So let's just put an underscore. And then just like pass these in. That's better. On area impact. Area 2 is. Oh, so we're not even using that. But that's okay. I'm just going to ignore that. Ignore the ignores. Right, okay, so this is not getting called anymore. And I don't know why. Oh, you know what it is? The signature's wrong. Because I changed the function. I changed the signal, so I have to delete that and it'll be fine. We worked it out. Whoa. That's a problem. Another bug. Dude, he's way too close to me. Ouch. Okay, something's gone wrong with the screen shake is like hectic. Okay, Cantaloupe says you put health where the damage was for one of those calls. Oh, my bad. We're going too fast. Let's just undo a bunch of stuff. Oh, okay, it's not going to work for that. Redo all of this. Is that like a per script thing? As we've learned. It was here. Oh, yeah, okay. So this is where it should have been damage. Thank you for letting me know, Cantaloupe. We're moving too fast. We're making mistakes. That is explaining why the screen was shaking so much. It's passing the health variable in. And the screen shakes more the more damage you take. And so if I'm up to, like, the health value is like, you know, oh, you took a hit from the, I think these guys do like 10 damage. It's not that much. And so, but like you're passing in 75. Yeah, you're going to be like suffering. The screen's going to go crazy. Let's get him. Let's get him. He's not going to get me. Made it to 2. Oh, shit. Combo 7. 8. I got to get to 3 so I can get the triple shot. Oh, I made it to triple shot. Now we're safe. It feels so much better with 3 shots. I wonder if I can make like an ability beyond this. This is pretty strong, but then the enemies get pretty heavy at some points. You know what I'm saying? I could increase the fire rate. Because once you get 3, you feel so good. It's just like, yeah, I can't be killed. Because I can just kill everything way faster than it can kill me. Oh, he got me. I didn't lose my combo streak though. I wonder what happened there. Okay, there's a bug. Oh, I lost it there. Okay, maybe some of them are only calling the signal, not all of them. Oh no, we're in trouble, boys. We're in trouble. Just ignore that one going sideways. It's still fun to play, it's just... Oh shit, we're done. We're done. We're not going to have the DPS to make it. Oh, you can move it? That's pretty funny. Okay, so only some of those things reduce the... Welcome back, Mr. Forgettable. Okay, so the character, we're getting into spaghetti code territory here, which is not good, but it happens sometimes when you're doing a game jam. Okay, why is the combo counter, we reduce the level increase. We've connected that to our milestone reached, and when we reduce our milestone, we reduce the level. So then what triggers the combo counter to do a reset combo? I'm pretty sure it's from the damage, but could it be it's from the damage script? Area connected, area entered, signal damage. Or is it on the... Well, no, it'd be on the player. What am I saying? It's when the player takes damage. If damage is greater than 0. So if you don't take damage, then you reset combo. Because this we call this function, even if we call this function when we get health too. And obviously the damage is just default 0. So I guess there's a chance that the damage is not making it through. It's not being detected. I don't know. Some bad code, eh? Just separate it out with health changed. What would that take? Add health, health changed. Take damage, health changed. Ready, health changed. There's the 3 places we're calling it. So we could create 2 separate signals, right? We have to remember that the enemies hold the same object and emit the same signal. But obviously to their own health pool. They've got, it's just a component. So if I change it on the player, I have to make sure that I connect those signals to the... they're just not using it. Okay, that makes sense. Because we don't really need to care about, it doesn't matter. Okay, so maybe I can add those signals and just connect them to the character. Should be safe. Makes sense. Health changed, health float. So we create 2 signals. Let's go to the script. Signal health increased. And we emit a health. It's a float. And we have a signal health decreased. And we have a health float. Okay, so health decreased when we take damage. And we're emitting health and damage. Let's just do both there. Damage. That's a float. Okay. Health decreased. That matches the signature there. Health increased. Add health. Health increased health. So we do the math here and we just... Basically, we're emitting it to the character so that we can tell the UI to increase the health. That's the only reason we do it, because obviously being component connected to the enemies, we don't want to emit that just from here, because then the enemies would be updating the UI and that's not what we want. So that's why that's like that. Whether it's good or not is a whole other question. Health increased, health decreased, health changed. Let's just use health increase for ready so that we can update the UI. And then if we come back to 2D, we can connect those. Health decreased to the character, connect. And then health increased, connect. I don't think the first one worked, eh? Wonder why that is. What happened there? We'll go with that, shall we? Okay, so we gotta do some math. Not really. Pretty easy stuff. Because we can just say, okay, so where's the health one? Add health, on health increased, on health changed. Where is it? On health changed. Here we go. So player health changed emit. That's a signal for the UI. So that does need to be in both. And then the signal for damage just needs to be in the decrease one, right? So we separate that, and then we can also just put reset counter. The reset counter is always done. So that's the two that we separated out, so we don't have to do that check, and hopefully that'll reduce the amount of bugs for the, just in case. Like if you took damage, it doesn't matter. We're just gonna reset your counter. I think that might affect the shield. The shield, getting hit with the shield might affect your combo counter. I don't know if I care about that. I think if I was making an actual game, I'd try to prevent that. But for this, I'm just going to say tough luck. Okay, so back to health. We can delete that health change signal. Right, we can save that, and that'll disappear. And then in the player, we can remove that. Actually, I might just comment it out. Health changed. Okay, let's run and see if that's benefiting us in any kind of way. We probably won't notice anything because it's just a basic kind of thing. Doesn't really matter. Let's take some damage. It doesn't update the UI. I probably need to reconnect the signal. Oh no, no, it's updating the UI. Okay, cool, we're good. Okay. I need to fix the bug where you can actually move these. You can interact with them, but you shouldn't really be able to do that. Oh my god. I'm just having a fail run. That's game over. I think the enemies come too close to you on their approach. I might reduce that. It didn't matter when they didn't move. Oh shit. But it does matter now that they move down screen as you move up screen, because that's like, well, we don't move up screen. In fact, nothing's really moving. It's just they move down screen, and then there's a parallax to make it feel like you're flying forward. Anyway, it's not important. Combo 2, geez, we got to get to combo 5 to get the upgrade. Game is hard, man. Okay, we did it. We're gonna live. If they get too close to you, you can get hit by both bullets at the same time. You get wrecked. Yeah, they're way too close to you on approach. It's kind of annoying. Okay, oh, we got a shield. Oh, shit, didn't reset the combo. But now I should, yeah, I lost a level. Okay, that works. So that's working as intended. That's good. Punish them for making mistakes. We're back. And I also think that the spawn rate's a little bit better. The ramp up's a lot slower. So we're at 3.5 seconds now, which is still really slow. Especially when you have 3 shot. You should be able to kill everything that comes on the screen. It's only once you get to the highest point that it becomes like a really big issue. We're at 3 seconds now. So now, I guess I just doubled the amount of waves. So, oh, I've got some health here, sweet. Do we think we need to increase the amount of drops from the enemies when I kill them? Like, should we be getting more shields and health? You know what I'm saying? Okay, now we're starting to feel it. Oh shit. Had the shields protecting me. The circles are hectic. They're kind of nasty. Oh, 3 all lined up like that. Sick. Got a shield. Oh, lost it. I got a 45 combo. Oh, I lost it. I didn't lose my power up, whatever. How much does it take to lose it? Sometimes you don't lose it. Oh, you know what it is? The milestone's really high, but the milestone's not capped. So like even if you surpass the milestone, like all it does is say like, oh well, that's the highest amount of bullets that you have, so you can't lose anymore. So I guess I should make the level be capped to the maximum amount of weapons that the player can get. So if you do take damage, that will affect late in the late game. So what I'm thinking is basically you should get to 1.5 seconds, and if you survive like 10 seconds, like maybe we just like spawn 10 enemies, and after 10 enemies we'll spawn the boss, and then it's like different. You know, you kill the boss and then you've won the game. And getting to that point is pretty hard, so it should provide a challenge for people. Let's delete that. Okay, let's fix up the weapon manager. So level increased equals level. So I'm just going that, and I just go like max. Sorry, min. I want whatever's smaller. Level or the projectile size -1. Or should you get like a second chance once you get to a higher level? Maybe we'll make it like that. So you could take a hit before you lose your combo, before you lose your bonus. Bit of buffer for them, because it does get really hard towards that 1.5 second mark. Okay, so what we can do for the spawner, now that we're at that stage, we can sort of like decide that we're in the end game. So basically we can say that if we're enemy spawner, I was on the wrong script. So when we call this increase spawn, we can say that if spawn rate is equal to like 1.5, then start a countdown and just say like you need to survive. I don't know if it's 10 seconds. Is 10 seconds enough? And after 10 seconds the boss spawns. And so like rather than making them clear the screen, like we're just gonna spawn like 10 enemies or whatever. I don't even know what that would be. It's like 7 enemies or something. And then the boss is gonna show up. So you're gonna have like the boss plus like whatever you didn't kill all on your screen trying to kill you. And then you'll have, we might still spawn enemies, but maybe we'll just spawn them at a lower spawn rate. Because I feel like doing them at every 1.5 seconds plus having a boss on screen is kind of a bit much. But I could be wrong. Maybe it's not. So I'm gonna be like, max spawn rate, min spawn rate. I don't know. I'm gonna just turn this into a variable, float, and it's equal to 1.5, basically. And we go like this, and we just change this with this because it's just gonna be a bit neater. And then just like spawn. I'm just gonna variabilize these things. Spawn rate, reduction rate. I don't even know. I don't even know. Let's go with 0.5. Spawn rate reduction. Just subtract that. Right. Okay. And then we can go if spawn rate is equal to the min spawn rate, then we can spawn the boss. So basically, we can just pass this. We could probably call a function that like, or we could create a timer and connect it to, so we could go func spawn boss, right? So we go spawn, boss. Oh no, the internet. I don't know what this is happening lately. It's such a strange error. Every night at, I guess we'll say it's 9 p.m. I wonder if it's like time related. So like at 9 p.m. I get like an error like that. And I don't know if it's related to that or if it's I'm honestly not too sure. Hey, Paraskevi. Welcome to the stream. How are you? Yeah, I'm not too sure. It's like crazy too. We've got like no drop frames. So like we've been having drop frame issues. We're not having drop frames. The output looks good, but like for whatever reason, at some point during the night, my internet's gonna like just drop out for no reason at all. And I don't know why. I wonder if it's related to like the software or something. I'm not too sure. And it's kind of a problem. We'll see. Excellent connection, it says. Stream health is fine, so I don't know what the deal is. Well, it happens. It happens. Okay, so we're spawning the boss, right? Spawn boss. I don't have anything to spawn yet, so we'll just pass on that too. And basically, we want to get tree. We'll just do a countdown, right? Create timer. We're not in the process function here, so we're not going to be using delta time like everyone keeps telling me I should do. Let's go with 10 seconds, right? And then we're going to connect. We're going to timeout connect. And the callable would be spawn boss. Right? I guess we'll make a variable for that. We'll just export boss timer. It's a float and it's 10 seconds long. And we'll just do that. Okay, cool. Now we have to make a boss. Should be easy. Actually, I kind of need to go to the toilet, so I'm going to do that. But I'll just put something on while I'm gone. Well, I won't put someone else's video on. Here guys, learn about, which one do I want to do? Perfect patterns? No one ever watches this video. It's really underwatched. I'll be back. From the viewport, and that's okay. I chose a different path for usability and readability. And sure, there's a little bit of extra overhead, but I don't think it's gonna affect the performance in any material way. So let's stick with the convenience for now. What about random spray? In games like CSGO and Valorant, there's always a little bit of randomness. So we need a way to add in some variation, and I also want a way to only have random spray as well if I want. I'm going to use noise for this. We're going to take some fast noise light and get a point for the X and Y and just multiply it by the shot count. Honestly, it could be that simple. What I'm going for is an even increase in the chance for it to be within an ever increasing box. That box is something called the shot count or heat. Essentially, with every shot made, the count increases and the noise is multiplied by the count. Kind of like Halo's assault rifle that is just placed randomly. When you release the trigger, that shot count value is reduced down to 0, but not straight away. It takes like a second. So if you shoot in bursts, it won't start from 0 right away, and it just sort of gives that nice random burst effect. Now, random in games, as you are all aware, is not really random. So when I say random, I really mean randomly generated by noise. It's going to be the same every time. I introduced a variable to alleviate this called true random to change the noise seed every shot if a truly random spray is desired, along with an upwards lock. Not super happy with the name of that, but it basically forces the Y spray axis to always be negative, which is up on your screen for some reason, at least in Godot. The other way that I could have done this is with a simple random range between negative shot count and the shot count, but Noise allows for both a randomly generate. What I've done. Anyway. Alrighty. Could not find type float. And then I still fat fingered it. Dumb. Alright. Cool. We're back at it. Cool. Alright. Spawn boss. Spawn the boss. So we gotta make a boss. I don't know what we're gonna do for the boss. Let's have a look. I guess I just gotta copy one of these enemies, right? Could it be like multiple enemies? Like, you know, I'm thinking like in some of these games they have like a big machine. It's got like things that point and shoot at you or whatever. I don't know. Let's see what we can come up with. I might just take a copy of this one because it's got the animation player. So project, scene, save scene as, right? And we'll just go enemy underscore boss, right? Alright, so what does he look like? I guess is the first question. And the challenging part about it is that we've got the cursor pack, alright. Like use the speech bubbles somehow. Gotta organize these sprites in a way that makes it look like a big scary enemy. Like, okay, take some of these, make them a bit bigger, you know. Combine them together. Like we do that and we duplicate it, right? And then we flip one of these. Flip V. Like this. And then they still need to be bigger because the boss has to be like pretty scary and big. Right. It's kind of alien looking. What if we took this and then we made it pretty big and then rotated it so that it was pointing downwards? Okay, that kind of looks like an enemy of sorts. And I just like stack this one behind it. It's pretty cool actually. But it probably needs something. At the back. And then I want it to be like kind of wide, right? It needs to take up a lot of the screen. Wait. Oh wait, we've got like the screen down there, so I can pick up all of this stuff and just move it. So that's like probably too tall, if that makes sense. So it needs to be like this. And probably like this big. It kind of looks like an owl with a big head, which is pretty funny. And then we took some of the magnifying glasses because they kind of look like turrets, right? And then we can put these and have them like rotated this way, right? So we've got like two of these on either side. What did I scale the other one up to? Scale 2.5. Let's go. Let's just make it more uniform. 40-degree rotation. It should be 45. I guess it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. 45 and 2.5. 2.5. Right, and so like we'll have these rotating around, shooting at the player. And so you can destroy them individually, maybe. That would be cool. This might require us like a custom script or something like that. Right, so we can have this thing like be... Ooh, we group this. Node. Sprite. Thing. Right, so we'll just group this here. And then lock it so we can't accidentally move things around. And so like we'll just have this thing like sort of float around like this, you know, it's doing its thing, it's killing shit. Well, you're trying to kill it. And we'll say like, we'll have like maybe a couple of different hitboxes on it. So like you can kill these to stop it from shooting so much at you. And then like the major part that you need to destroy is like the front of it here. Or maybe these two things as well. Like maybe it has a shield across it. Like maybe we make this like wider. Right. And then I probably need to unlock it. Push this a little bit back and I guess this needs to go up one. Yeah, there you go. And so it's like you have to destroy this, and then you have to destroy these two things to kill it, or something like that. I don't know, man. We'll go with that as like a basic design. It's good enough, I think. Like it kind of looks scary. What can we do to make it like look a little bit more menacing at the back? It's kind of plain. Put an eye on it? Should I put an eye on it? Like. It's kind of freaky. I like it. Maybe we can have this shoot like a laser. I don't know if I can sequence that, but we'll try. Okay, so how do we do this? Let's just delete. This is where the sprite actually needs to sit, so delete that and put the sprite thing in the enemy sprite node. Right. So the boss needs its own script. It has a damage area. We're going to need multiple. Is the boss just multiple enemies? Multiple enemy objects? Maybe. Maybe it is. Now, the interesting thing is, if we want these to point at the player, we need to actually face them this way for that to work, which is pretty funny. And they would probably need to be in their own separate node. So, I mean, I guess this is kind of shaping up to being like, we might have to have separate objects, like coded. Like this one's called enemy sprite. We're going to change the script because, like, realistically, at the end of the day, it's going to have multiple health pools. It's going to have multiple behaviors for different things. So even though this is a kinematic body at the whole, has a collision shape, it doesn't really need one, to be honest. Like, we could do something with multiple sprites. So let's just have a grouped kinematic body. That's fine for now. We'll create another node, right? And we'll just call it turret 1. And I guess the good thing about like making these components is that turret 1 is this sprite. Which sprite is it? All right. We can put that script there. Visually, it's okay because they still need to be on top. Turret 2. Let's just duplicate you. Names, right? Delete this sprite. grab this one. Right, so now we can individually destroy these. Right, we know where they are. We just need to give them a damage. So we've got the damage object here, and we can duplicate these. In fact, I might just move this to turret 1, and the collision shape and all of that. Let's just transform that over to... I prefer to do it just by sliding that, because... So that as a damage area, and then copy and then paste. Copy and then paste as sibling. Okay. No, we should have pasted as child. I don't know. Who cares? Let's just move this. Its X transform probably just needs to be negative. Oh, it's pretty close. Right, so now we have 2 damage zones for each turret. We'll have to put scripts on these. And that's fine, we can do that. And once again, I did mention this, but you do need to turn these, what's the direction of this? -90. So this actually has a rotation of 45, and this is rotated -90. It's so ridiculous to make it work, just because we're facing down screen and lookout works on the X-axis. So you just have to manipulate it to get it to function correctly. So we'll try to emulate this. Is already rotated on the 45, so this just needs to be rotated 90. Okay, that's a problem. Oh, it's because its position is there. Oh my god. We have to fix that. These all have to be at 0, 0. And then this needs to be moved. And then we just rotate it -90. Was it like -90? No, it was +90. 10, something like that. 99. And then same with this, it's got the same issue. 92 and 6. I think I moved the other one by 10, so that will be consistent if I just go like that. Okay. Should probably reset the transform on this as well. It's gonna mess things up even more. Oh, it's not too bad. Okay. And then rotate this by -90. Now, I guess that makes sense if I'm giving these the command to look at. What am I doing with the enemies? So I'm doing look at just on this. So this doesn't have a rotation, right? And I've just rotated the sprite by -90 because at the end of the day, it'll be facing sideways if you made it look down the screen. And then in terms of rotation, new projectile, I get the global rotation of this sprite because I'm most interested in which way it's facing. I'm most interested because the sprite is pointing at the player. So like, I don't care about the rotation of the enemy. So I probably need to do the same thing on the boss because the look at, like I said, works on along the X axis. So you sort of have to account for that when you do use look at. So I can create another child for this and just call it like a sprite kind of holder. Like, I don't know what you call it. Like, not a sprite 2D. We want a node 2D. And I think I call it the enemy sprite. We'll give it the same name. And we drop this in there, and then we rotate this by 90. And then we can remove the rotation from this. So it's correctly rotated, and basically this will look at, but obviously there's an offset, so it'll actually be facing like whatever. Just Godot things, you know? Add a child node, O2D. What I wanted to do. Let's try it, drop that in. I No, negative 90 is correct, and then just remove it from this. And then if I look at the enemy again as a bit of a reference, I believe I'm getting the enemy sprite for the enemy. For the sprite is an O2D enemy sprite. Not the most, it's actually kind of confusing, but whatever. We'll just roll with it. Okay, cool. So that's that. Now, let's see what we can do in terms of the rest of it. Okay, so we've got all of those two things. And they have damage on them, right? They should also have health. So we're going to need to add a health. Probably not that one. Let's just add a new object. Health. Alright, so we've got health. Same with this one. Health. We have to add a script to them eventually. The damage as well, like let's disconnect that. So we can connect that. It actually needs to connect to the health. So it should connect to that, right? On damage, damaged. Not correct. Disconnect. Delete. We want to add, go to take damage. Connect. How much health do they have? Let's give him 50 health. I don't know, what does enemy have? 100? That seems fair. They have less health. That's okay, it's part of a boss. Let's make it 100. Realistically, it's going to be less hectic than everything else. So like, unless I make the eye shoot lasers, I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. Maybe I could make it shoot like a fan of bullets in a direction. That'd be pretty sick, actually. Okay, so this one also has 100. And yes, it needs to connect the take damage signal to that health. And we'll just connect it to that take damage function. What's connected to it? Damage, damage, health, health. I think it's confused. Can I have multiples of these objects in the same script? In theory, I should be able to, right? Turret 1. Connect. It's control 3 apparently. There's not even 3 objects in the flipping level in the on the boss. Like what's going on? Okay, so we've got the 2 turrets. I guess we've got to do this to every single object that we want to be able to damage, which includes the shield and the laser. Right? Okay. No 2D. Laser. No 2D. I should just click it down here. Shield. Alright, which one of these is the laser? That's the laser. So grab this, drag it into that. Alright. Probably need to reset its position so that we can get everything in the right spot. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. And then the shield is this object here. Drag that down. And then this needs to go behind everything. We can just order it. We'll figure it out. Okay, so we've got the enemy shot, we've got the laser. The laser needs a damage. damage detection, and that needs a collision shape. That's not what I wanted to add. Collision shape. Alright. Add that. Make it a bit generous. Okay, it needs health. And we'll make this, since it's like the thing you need to kill, we'll give it 200 health. Make it a little bit tankier. And then we need to connect this function, damage to take damage, or whatever it is. What's the name of the function? Take damage. Damage. We connect it to the laser. I did that wrong. Delete. Disconnect. Okay. The laser has health. Okay. I just need to give them the ability to shoot. And the shield. We need to give the shield a damage detection and health. So grab those two, damage detection, and on that we add a collision shape. Collision, make it a square. Oh, let's reset the position of that. Let's bring this down a little bit so that it's more prominent, and this collision shape needs to be way bigger. It is what it is. I guess you're just going to be pretty generous. It doesn't really matter. It's not that important in the grand scheme of things. Same as before, we have to connect take damage to damage detection. Shield. Take damage. Connect. Alright, so we've got that, and yeah, I don't know if this needs health. We just need to all three to die, so we delete that. That's fine. Okay, so some of the positioning for this sprite is messed up. Put it back in the center, right? Let's just... Sprite thing? Is the transform messed up on this? Yeah, it is. Let's get it right. Let's just reset everything. Because I was concerned about size, that's why it's all moved around funny. These they just need to be in the center. Go left. Go right. Laser can go up above that, and the shield sits in front, and the this thing here, we just want to move it back a bit, so that's a little bit further up. Yeah, it's a great looking boss. It is what it is, I guess. Okay, so the rest of this stuff doesn't matter. We're going to be able to damage that anyway. Okay, so the shield, it doesn't really need anything else like on the script to the health, so we can connect the signal for that, so, and we can just delete it after it's been killed. Like it really doesn't need that much in terms of like intelligence. Once it's been shot out, just it's done. It needs 200 health. I think that's a reasonable amount to have. And then yeah, let's give it a script. So we might need to like create some custom scripts, because I'm a little bit tired of doing, like, this is the last thing that I need to create, so there's no point in like creating a set of components, if that makes sense. So we're just going to do custom scripts. So I'm going to just call it the boss, and we'll save the shield here and create, and then it's like delete everything and connect the script for health expired. and just connect that to the shield script and then just key free, right? That's it for now. Maybe we'll add an animation to it or something like that. The turrets are a little bit more complicated. They're very similar to enemies on their own, but we need to, once again, do something custom because we don't want them to have the exact same behavior. They can have the same script as each other, so we can just call it turret. We'll go to the enemy, we'll go to the boss, we've got shield, we've got turret, create. Now we can cannibalize the enemy a little bit. Copy the entire script over. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? So, obviously, it's not a character body and it doesn't have the class name, so it really just extends Node 2D. Right. It still needs a projectile. It still needs a target layer because that's the layer that the player falls into. Now that I see that, I also need to remember that that is on 5. These all need to be on layer 5 for them to work. Collision, layer 5, yeah, great. Laser might not be on layer 5, it's not. And neither was shield because they were new objects. So that's the layer that the enemy is on and that the player bullets are expecting to find. Okay, so velocity, obviously we don't care about it moving, so that's fine. We can just delete all this stuff, right? And we don't care about move and slide, we just want this part of the script. Obviously we need to move the object, right? Let's just get rid of some stuff. We wait 1 second before firing, that's absolutely fine. The player, yeah, we're expecting to have a player to look at and to shoot at. Destination, we don't need anymore. Destination reach, we don't need. Target, we do. Okay, yep. So that all works. Destination not declared. Move to resting point, we don't need it. On health expired, add combo value, yes, we do want to do that. Fire, reset bullet, yeah, that makes sense. So the fire, we get the projectile, we add it to the chart, we add it to the object, the owner, which is like the spawner, right? We set its position, we set its rotation, happy. Target layer, that's fine. Set target layer. Yep. On health expired. If power up. Do we want to have a power up? I think it's fine if we do. We do a roll for a drop, and if it's less than 10%, if the number's less than 10, we drop something. Should it be higher? I don't know. Okay. I think that's fine. There might be some other things that we don't need, but whatever. Okay, so let's get back into this and sort of just see what we can design. So you do need things for these. Obviously need a projectile. We can use the same projectile as enemy number 2 because it's functionally the same enemy, just on top of the boss. So we will do open scene is the enemy projectile number 2. And then for the drops, we can go to the character, the power-ups, the pickups, and we can go health pickup. Oh, it has to be an array of pack scenes because I like to make it complicated. Health pickup, shield pickup. How's it looking? Yeah, we're getting pretty close. I'm doing a boss because what's a bullet hell without a boss? So we'll just do like, I think we're doing 10 waves, and if you make it through all 10, we'll spawn the boss after 10 seconds, and then we'll stop spawning enemies. I haven't actually coded that yet, but that's what we'll do. Look at all the errors I have. Signal. I'll look at that later. Yeah, turn rate 100. Speed, doesn't matter. Target layer is important. Lookout player needs to be ticked. Cool. I would say that's fine. It should work. I mean, we'll see at the end of the day. We won't get to test it for a second. The script of this needs to be... Did I save that script? Yeah, I did. Boss, turret. Needs to be exactly the same. So the projectile is enemy projectile number 2. The target layer is 4. Yep, that's fine. Lookout player, true. Array. Health pickups. Yep, just in case. Shield pickup. There's a chance of that. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's the turrets and the shield. Now let's look at the laser. So the laser is going to be the most complicated one because I'm having an idea. I've got an idea where this might do different things based on its color, potentially. Like maybe we can make it turn different colors and then have it do like a different kind of attack. And you just need to know what to do. But that requires us to do like a fair bit of work. So let's first of all add a animation player. And we can just go like attack 1. And basically what I want to have it do is we go to this and we can set the modulate, right? We just key it as this, as white. So white's reset. And then attack 1, maybe it goes red. And this should be discrete. Because I want to do at like 0.6. So it'll go like that. And then at 0.3, it will go back. And then at 0.4, it will go red. And then at 0.5, we want it to be a little bit longer. 0.6, we'll go white again. Giving off Undertale color vibes with the sound of that. With blue, stay still, oranges move. I've never played Undertale. But yeah, I guess it's going to be something like that. Like, I was thinking red will be like something that comes straight at you, like a directional. And then potentially like, maybe we can have different zones. Like, say like, if you picture like 2/3 of the screen. Where's GIMP? I'm like trying to do it with my hands and then I can remember they're not even in frame. Like, so silly. Since it is a bullet hell at the end of the day, new. What I'm thinking is, we have the boss, right? Okay, this is not. We have the boss, and it's got like its 2 little things coming out here, and its eye. This looks really sus. Anyway, so it's like shooting bullets at you, and this is the player, right? And this might go red. Right? And what that will mean is that this section of the screen is going to be a hazard. Right? And then it might go blue. And it means that these 2 sections here are going to be a hazard and you can stay in the center. And then maybe there can be like other ones. I don't know. Does that make sense? That's what I'm picturing in my head. Go back to red. And then it's just red. So it looks like this. It's not a lot of time to react. Should I make it longer? Make it 2 seconds? I still don't like the way that feels. You could go for a 3-color one that does one for each third of the screen. Yeah. So how about this? Like it goes red and then like for 1 second and then the attack will trigger. So you've got basically 2 seconds to react. I think that's plenty. Let's duplicate this and we'll call it attack 2. And obviously we just make this like blue. Do a trick one where it's green and it actually does nothing. Yeah, maybe we can section it off into quadrants so that blue is like on the left hand side. And then what about if we put like colors above the enemy so that you might be able to work it out if you were like switched on. Like we make this turret here. We make this one red. Oh no, it's in the center. So maybe we'll make the shield red. Right. So the shield is red. Just to give the player a clue, you know? The this turret, which turret are we looking to target? No, we haven't got a color for you yet, but I guess we'll just decide on it now. Yellow. And then make the laser, no, not the laser, this turret here, blue. Right, so then there's a visual indicator to tell you where it's going to be. Obviously, once you destroy these things, you won't be able to see that. So I like that. We need to create attack 3. Duplicate. Attack 3. Turret 1 and turret 2 are really hard to like remember which is which. The yellow turret. Okay. So that's what the laser does. All right. So what is that? How do we do that? That's the question, because like these scripts are kind of simple. We could probably use a version of this for the laser. In terms of speed, we probably don't need that variable. Let's see. We can take that out. Turn rate still important. Lookout players still important. Combo value. Yeah, we'll keep it in there. Drops, sprite, target layer is important. Yeah, so all these variables matter. So we can just, I'm going to create a custom script again for this, and we're going to need multiple projectiles. That's the difference. And then how these projectiles work is a whole different thing. They're going to need to take up the entire screen. And yeah, should be right. Create a new script for the laser enemy boss laser. Create. Paste that in there, right? Okay, so now we've got a projectile. What we need to do is create an array of projectiles, right? And maybe it can be dictionary, right? Projectiles, and it's going to be a dictionary, and it's going to be equal to, actually no, we'll do it in, oh, what am I working in? Projectile? Hello. New pack scene? The laser? Drops? Nil? I'm a little bit confused. Is because this is like not happy. This needs to be I guess like to get around this, we just go projectiles. Projectiles dot left, and that'll satisfy that. And now we can actually set it up. That's why I wasn't resolving. So I want a string. Basically, I want to say like left, and then a new value, and it's going to be a pack scene, right? Which is an object here. And then the new key is going to be middle, and the value is going to be an object. We'll set that up later. Add a new combo pair, and then right. And yeah, we'll set that right. Okay. So now we can add our different projectiles to that, and essentially we will just like roll a 1 to 3, and whatever it lands on will do. Maybe we'll keep track, make sure it doesn't do 2 in the same. I don't know if that even matters, to be honest. The fire rate needs to be really slow. We'll work that out. The fire rate comes from the projectile, so we can make that. So now we have to make an enemy projectile. Easy enough. Enemy projectile. Where are they? Enemy projectile circle. Enemy projectile. Doesn't really matter which one I use. Right. Okay. So save scene as. This might be hard. Okay, we've got 3.5 hours left. Okay, so how projectiles have worked traditionally is that they have a marker 2D, and basically I just work out the direction. It's like, obviously this one's directly below the origin point, so we just go straight ahead. But if we just want it to occupy the entire screen, how would that look? All this does is just add it to the scene, right? It doesn't, not that complicated. It just gets the direction, but it doesn't really need it, especially if it takes up the entire screen. Now, the bullet has a set projectile, right? Load bullet, global position, projectile point, spawn, dot, get children. I'm trying to work out load bullet. So we go new bullet equals bullet dot instantiate, new bullet dot direction equals that, set collision layer, add child. That's fine. That's all fine. I don't think we need to change that too much. It's more just this, right? So what is the size of this, right? And how does it look on screen? Now, looks like you need to spawn it and then leave it for a certain amount of time. No speed. Yeah, so this will just be 0 speed. You are correct. Speed. Because we don't want it to move down screen. And the damage it does, we want it to be pretty significant. So we'll make it 25. I guess direction doesn't matter either. We'll just give it 0, 0. I don't know if I ever used that. Anyway. So, and I'm pretty sure we can just get away with like spawning it at the origin point and then just offsetting it like this, and just like, because the projectile is spawned at the point of the object. So if I go to the enemy boss, it's actually going to be in the center of the play area. And if we spawn it there, we set its position. So we have to be careful about this one. I could potentially... It's a custom script, so I can just not set the position, right? So here I go, new projectile, global position equals global position. If I just don't do this, just leave this out, then it will just spawn at the 0 point of the level, and then we know, right? So we come back to the enemy. Not the enemy. Got too much stuff open. Enemy bullet small. Right, so now we know that it's always gonna like appear in this. Do bullets disappear when it touches the player? Do you want the laser to do a small amount of damage as long as it stays inside? We'll work that out. It actually, what I'm gonna do, it really will just be like if you're hit by it, it's gonna do the damage, and that's it. And I don't know if it'll disappear. It's different. It's different this time because it's gonna appear over the player, so it might not detect it if you're already inside it, which it could be an issue. We might need to do some custom scripting to make that work. Yeah, I'm pretty sure areas don't really detect like that. Because I've got one that doesn't work the way that I want it to when it does do that. So we'll see. We'll see. We might have to make it... might have to go real custom with it, but we'll try this for now. The sprite. Should make it like a gigantic eye sprite. I'm sure we can pick something nicer looking. Boss, projectiles. Character, bullets, power-ups. What am I looking for? I'm looking for cursor pack. Do I see anything that I could use? Make it like that, really fat. Do you think that would work? It kind of does, eh? It kind of works, chat. And I guess we just make it the color to reinforce the idea. Visibility. Blue is left, right? Let's close some of these. Yeah. Wait, where'd it go? Make it a little bit see-through. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, realistically, it would be way better if I gave it direction and had it move down the screen. How would I do that? Well, it's going to spawn at the top. So if I just reset this position, not the scale, the position, and the same with this. So we can actually cheese this. I think we can make it work, right? Have it move down the screen. And then we just... Because it's going to move down on the Y. Come to the right here. Come up. Whatever the offset is. Sort of about 50 and negative 92. And we'll do the same thing for this. 50, negative 92. Right. and now we do give it speed. I don't know how fast we want it to be. I think 100 is okay. I think that's that's the default. That's pretty fast. It does damage, and the direction, whatever the default. I actually don't think that matters. It gets set in the if I go to bullet, it gets set when it's like when it's spawned by the enemy projectile laser. So we are enemy projectile laser. Are we in the right spot? Class name projectile. That can't be right. This is just the name of the scene. Enemy boss. And here in the laser, where we're setting the rotation and all that kind of stuff, it's at 0. Set projectile, which is in the projectile function. We load the bullet and we give it a direction. And the I.direction load bullet, this comes from... Where do we set the direction? Oh, it's a Boolean. Will it work that way? If it's not, then the direction is just the point. Okay, I remember how these work. Jeez. It's taken me a second. Did I save this scene, or did I just like completely change? I forgot to save this scene as, and I suck. So now my like little guys are going to be shooting this. Did I do that? Kind of looks like I did. Enemy bullet small. It's not small anymore. Shit. We can fix that. Scene, save as. Enemy laser. God damn it. It's an eyeball. I like this one better. Turn off the modulate. Rotate 90. Scale is way too big. Transform. Yep. We're good to go. The damage, I think they move at 50 and the damage was 10. Now let's just run the game, make sure that they're spawning correctly. Yep, looks alright to me. Scoop all of them up. Watch them kill me. Okay. Saved. Alright, so this has the speed of this. Yada yada yada. Let's have a look at the enemy projectile laser. I guess I did remember to save this scene. Boss, enemy bullet, enemy laser. Change the name of the scene because we're going to need 3 different kinds of this. This is going to be blue. Right. Drag this in. Right. Spawn point is here. Direction. No direction. We just want to go straight ahead. I think we got to start testing the boss. Okay. So then we've got enemy laser blue for left, right? So that's the object we spawn there. No, that's incorrect. We want the projectile, enemy projectile laser blue. We're going to need to make a different one for every single... We need a separate projectile and a separate bullet that the projectile spawns. It's kind of like, this is Like, it was a good idea in theory. It could be one object, realistically. So let's just duplicate. Call it red. And instead of this, we're going to duplicate. Call this one red. Oh boy. And then this, we go back to 2D. Red's in the center, right? Laser blue. Laser blue. Red is in the center. Close that. Laser red. Close health. We don't need that. Character we don't need. I'm just trying to create some space. Laser red. Okay, so I don't know. Let's just make it unique just in case. And have this one occupy the center. What is the window size? So projectile window 320. So let's just go 320 divided by 2. What is that? 160? Yep. That's fine where it is. 160. And then we change the color. Real tedious stuff here, eh? To sort of send that home. Okay. I guess I'm just going to duplicate this. And create a lazy yellow. Duplicate. Yellow. Duplicate. Didn't spell it correctly. Okay, laser red. And then the projectile laser red needs laser red. Okay. Close. Enemy boss. For the middle, enemy projectile laser red. And then right. Okay, so laser yellow. I don't know what the width of this is. So I guess I'm just gonna go 320 minus whatever. Let's just eyeball it. About there. 270. Change the color. Make it unique just in case. Okay. Maybe a boss. Yellow. Okay, so right. Now we have the 3, we can write a little bit of code here. What does this do? Okay, it does a turn rate, look at. We don't need that. This thing does not look anywhere at the player. It just sits there. So it has a fire. Now this fire rate, how it works is, so we have the health expired and we drop. We don't need to drop anything actually. The laser doesn't need to drop nothing because then you win. Power up, drop. We don't care about that. Okay. We just delete. Okay, so reset. This is just, we create a timer off the fire rate at the new projectile. So we kind of need to like work out what the appropriate cadence is for these based on this. Right now it'd be every second. That seems like a bit much. Maybe every 3 seconds. We still have to have the animation play between these. So 3 seconds is probably fine if we play the animation. The animation's 2 seconds. That's 5 seconds in between each one. It's probably enough. I think it might even be too easy. We'll start with that. So I'll just go into each of these and change the fire rate to 3 seconds. The yellow one doesn't have a bullet. Give that that. Enemy laser blue, just double checking. Okay, cool, great. Red. Save. Close that. I'm trying to free up my bars because I got too much stuff going on. Enemy boss. Okay, cool. Right. Move item. It's not going to work. Right, anyway. This could have been an enum. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Just realizing that now. So we have an animation player in this. And it's got like attack 1, 2, 3. So basically, when we fire, what we want to do is just go, we want to do a roll. And that is just going to be a float. Actually, it'll make it an int. And it's going to be equal to rand I range. And that'll be from, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It can be 1 to 3, 1, 2, 3. It's kind of not really, since it is just, we just want a 1 or 3. I'm assuming that can land on, it's going to be either 0 or 1. Right, so yeah, this will either be 1, 2, or 3. And then we can just match that. We can match roll. And it can either be 1, pass, 2, pass, or 3, pass. And then basically, we want to set the projectile here. So we've got new projectile as projectile. We're just going to like create that variable at the top there. So this still works. And then projectiles.left instantiate, right? For 1. Just pass it all in here. And it'll be middle and right. Right. And so now it just decides the projectile. And then it will fire. But this one's a little bit special because we want the animation to play first to let the player know where it's coming from so that they have a little bit of time to move. I think the bullet might not move fast enough for that, but maybe we'll make it move faster. I don't know. So it just goes ahead and adds the child and all that kind of stuff. New projectiles. This needs to be like projectiles equals silly me. Right. So we also need to realistically call another function at the end of the attack that actually adds this. So we could potentially, we could set a string value and then have something happen at the end of these animations. Call a function on this that spawns the object that we need. Does that make sense? And then reset bullet equals fire. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I think I can make this work without giving myself too much of a headache. Let's create a variable called next bullet. Just make it a string. And it'll just be equal to, or just make it a pack scene actually. Right? And then just make, rather than just making this new projectile, make this next bullet equals, and just take away the instantiate. And then we can play the animation. So we need to get a, we can go animation player dot play. So we're doing left. So I believe that's blue, right? So that's attack 2. Attack underscore 2. It's unhappy because of all this. I'm just going to comment it out for now. Animation.player.play and make it attack. This is middle, so it's red. It's attack 1. And this one will be attack 3. Right? And then that's all this function does, you know? But at the end of this, we'll get it to like call another function called firing my laser. Fire my laser. And it doesn't take anything. I don't see the point in passing that in. I'm just gonna get to it by going next bullet. So basically I'm gonna go var. See, this has got like new projectile. We can go new projectile equals next bullet dot instantiate. Right. And now we can add child, new projectile, set projectile, get tree, and this is basically the reset timer. And then it'll just play again. It'll play fire, and this will play the animation, and then it'll fire my laser. Okay, so new projectile has no static type. That's fine. It is a bullet, I believe. Or it could be an enemy bullet. I can't really remember. If there's a separate... Yeah, there is a separate class for that. Not that there's anything different between these two. So, like, realistically, that's fine. What do I do here? Set bullet, drop. It's actually a projectile. That's because I'm an idiot. Good thing I checked. We spawn projectiles and projectiles spawn bullets. Makes total sense. Okay. Now I need to connect that so I can add a track for a call method track. And it's going to be on the laser. So we'll call that method here, insert key, and it will be fire my laser. Right. Attack 1. Call method. Insert key. Attack 2, attack 3. Method track. Laser. Insert key. Firing my laser. Alright. So that really covers its bases. I haven't tested any of this, which is kind of scary. I'm sure I'm going to enter into a lot of bugs, even including for the shield, for the turrets, for everything else, I'm sure. There isn't even like a death. The physics process, the enemy has like code on it that we don't want it to have. So we need to take a copy of this and then remove that and add it to, and we'll just call it enemy boss, right? Boss, enemy boss. Create, delete all this, right? Add this back. To do class name can't be enemy, that's fine. We're not going to give it a class, although it does need to be, well, actually, no, that's fine. We'll be alright. Projectile, target layer, doesn't matter anymore. Speed, none of this really matters. In fact, I would say we could probably just get away with not having any code on the top level, except for maybe some like moving around to make it seem more like lively. But we'll worry about that later. We might do that when the animation player even. Like, this could be a node. It doesn't really need to be a character body 2D. Yeah, let's just remove the script for now, and go to the world, the enemy spawner. I mean, we're only going to spawn one boss, so we don't need to put it in an array or anything like that. We can just go and create a constant for enemy boss. We're in the camera. Why am I always in the camera? So annoying. Okay, enemy boss. Okay, so we get a timeout. If spawn rate equals min spawn boss, is there a spawn timer? Spawn rate. I create a variable for boss timer, spawn rate reduction, min spawn rate, enemies, pack scene, spawn rate. Basically, once the boss spawns, I think we should stop spawning enemies because it would be kind of hectic. I'll create a variable for that because we can create a boss. We'll create a variable called boss spawned, right? Bool equals false. And in the spawn rate, we can say if boss spawned, then just return. We don't need to like keep spawning enemies. Okay, spawn boss. What do we want to do? It's kind of similar to a spawn enemy. Make hard mode where the enemies... Yeah, I could do that. It's for a jam, so I don't know if I'll have time. That sounds like a really good idea, though. Okay, so the spawn boss. Enemy scene dot... So basically, it's the same as this. The issue is... What are we working on? We are making a game... TTV Prupple. We are working on a project where we just make a game with this cursor pack. Now I'm working on it with a couple of different YouTubers, GWiz, man, I forget all their names. There's too many handles. Let me just pull this up. So I'm working on a collaboration with 16-bit dev, Bacon and Games, GWiz, what's this guy? Streamer mode's on and I can't read anyone's names. Coding Quests, Gambit, Quebble, Stay at Home Dev. I don't know if Stay at Home Dev's going to get time for it though. Anyway, basically we're doing this challenge. We're just seeing if we can make a game with these icons. I'm making a bullet hell and we're at the point now where we want to spawn the boss. So basically how it's going to work is we're going to spawn 10 waves and after 10 waves we're just going to spawn the boss in, and if you get that far you've won. Congratulations. So pretty simple stuff. Not an overly complicated project. Just something fun and easy. Okay, so the position of the boss. I think we should just have that be fixed in space. Like make it dead center. Let's create a node. I don't think it matters if I've got nodes in this. Node 2D, just as a reference, you know what I mean? So this will be 160 and why don't we make it like 50 down? What happens if I spawn the boss into that? It's a little bit too close to the player. It's actually kind of big. Might be a bit of a problem. Damn, that's annoying. We'll have to scale it down. Let's just push this back for now. Fun, I know of all of them, but you are my favorite. Oh, that's nice, thank you. Okay, that works, because this doesn't actually attack the player, and these will, but you can't see the UI, so that's kind of annoying. So I guess this is 30. I guess, does this have to be 50? It has to be 45, right? Maybe I just make this, like, smaller. You know what I'm saying? Just push his little beak back. Little owl dude. Shield. So, the position needs to come back. Let's move the entire thing back. But also, just make it like wider so we know that it's a shield. Do you have any plans on making your own Steam game? Not really. I'm sort of just like playing around. I want to make another course and we'll just go from there, you know? One day, I've got a couple of ideas. It's just finding the time to work on them. This thing is massive now. Okay, this sprite doesn't work as a shield. Let's change it. Rotate it 180. Yeah. What, like make it sideways? I feel like I could just use where is it? Just use like the sideways arrows. I'll have a way better time with that. It's still too big. I'm not communicating the idea across. Where is the... Sorry, the base of it. Yeah, the arse end, as we say in Australia. Grab this. I need to make like the entire thing red. It's kind of annoying. Like the black outlines really are stuffing me up right now. We could just have multiple. So what we can do, oh, there's a flat bar. Don't delete that, bring that back. That's exactly what I need. I'm from Australia, and yes, completely agree with what you would usually say. That's probably better as like communicating a shield, although it was meant to be in the center, so let's just bring that back. I just want, basically, you have to take out the shield to kill anything else. No, actually, I take that back. You have to take out the shield to kill the eye, and once you kill the eye, you win. So that's the first thing you have to kill. There's no feedback when you hit something, so it's going to be kind of confusing. We might need to fix that. I don't know if I'll have time, to be honest. That's better. I might need to put a shader on it. I have a shader. Let's see. Just make it a single color. I think it's under enemy, because I have a shader to flip the colors, make them, so invert color shader, and duplicate that, and create like a block color. Block color shader. Let's see what this says. It just says RGB equals RGB. Like it just flips it, but what if I just create a variable? I can't remember how to do uniform sampler 2D. Noise texture. Would it be something like this, right? As a color. Noise texture. Texture alpha. Yada yada yada. Something like this. Alpha texture. Does that even work? But it's a sampler 2D. What the heck? Noise text. Why is there no like help for shaders? I never. Godot shader? Like I kind of know what I'm looking for, I just don't know the word, right? Sampler 2D for binding 2D textures, which are ready to float. Cube array, vec4, float. Data types. So how could I make it a color? Constants, structs, flow control, discarding functions, varying, interpolating qualifiers, uniforms. Uniform color. Source color. Vec4 source color. Is that what I'm gonna do? I forget how to do this. Color texture. Okay, let's just add this to this goddamn thing so I can play around with it. Material, shader material, shader, and then I don't need shader to add this. It's just white now. And then I just go color RGB equals vec color if that works. Resource. Surely there's a problem here. Unused uniform vec color is declared but never used. That's a warning, but like I don't see it here. Use parent. What if I just go with this? Invalid arguments? This is so annoying. Vec 3, Vec 4, RGB. Color equals color texture, right? So that resolves correctly, but for whatever reason I can't choose that as a variable here. Invert. Oh yeah, of course, because I wrote it on the wrong flipping shader. Oh my god. So annoying. What the heck? Uniform, right? Shaders are hard. Uniform, it's a Vec 4 block color. And then make that just equal that. And then delete this bit. Still not happy. Expected a what? Oh. Take it. Shader parameters. Block color is a Vec 4. That's not an asset pack. That's Godot. That is true. This is allowed. Block color. Source color? How the heck? Like this? Here we go. It just turns it into a big square. I guess it kind of works what I need. Kinda. That's because I'm turning the entire sprite into a... So that's actually an issue. It's not really correct. Source color? I undid too much stuff. So what you do then is color.rgb B equals block color.rgb. And that will fix that problem. So now we can have like proper ramping. Okay. We did it, boys. We applied a shader to get a color. Bring back calling boring people square. I can feel it happening already. Oh, man. It's hip to be square, though. Didn't you know that? Who's that? Huey Lewis in the News or something? I forget the name of the band. It's pretty good. Okay. So it looks okay. I think it's okay. Let's spawn her in, boys. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay. So how can we test this without it like having a cat? So we can delete this now. And let's just go boss spawn point. So we know where to go. Point. We come to this and we'll add this here. So right below that. We go boss spawn point. So spawn enemy and boss spawn are going to be pretty similar. The only thing is different is it's not an enemy type. It's just a boss and I don't have it typed. I do not think I'll ever drink out of a jar. I mean, it's fine if you do it, but I've not done it for years. I figure you should just go the distance. You're the first person to point out that I'm drinking out of jars all the time. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's free glass. Like, why do you... like, you know, you could buy glasses, or you could just recycle the glasses that you receive from like the sources that you use to make food into things that you could drink out of. It's the same thing. Just me? Okay. Okay, new boss, var boss. Okay with that. Equals boss. Enemy boss. Dot instantiate. So this is then a, I thought it was a fancy glass that comes with a lidded straw. I mean, yeah, well, that's the craziest, like I'm telling you right now, that's the craziest shit, that people will buy a jar specifically with a straw on it when they're getting jars from the food that they buy. Like you literally just bought a thing that you could have had for free because you thought it was like cool. Like you can make that yourself. You don't need to like buy extra stuff, right? But like they've tricked us. The capitalist machine has tricked us into buying extra jars to be like fancy. This is just a character 2D, eh? Character body 2D. Boss dot position is equal to boss spawn point dot position. A glass is just a symbol of society oppressing glassware with needless conformity. They are both containers that hold liquid. Only the shape is different. I still won't drink out of them. Yeah, okay, well, at least we agree. You don't have to drink out of them. I just, like, I can't see the point in buying... I mean, I do have, like, regular glasses to drink out of, but, like, sometimes they break. The jars are much more durable. I'm going through renovations. The real reason is I'm renovating my house, and I don't have a kitchen. I do have a kitchen. I just don't... Like, I converted my laundry into kitchenette. Don't worry about it. It's complicated. But the point is, like, a lot of my stuff is in storage, and sometimes you just need more glasses and you don't want to buy more. You know what I'm saying? So when the kitchen's done in like 6 months or so, we will have glasses. Glass jars are just made different. Dude, they're strong. I mean, I guess it makes sense because if it was dropped in the store, then the corporations would lose money, and the corporations don't want them to break and have all the contents fall out before they sold it. So obviously it's going to be made stronger. It would be safe and just boring enough icebreaker for a company event to say you had a jar day, like a day of the week where you just drink out of jars. And just boring icebreaker for a company event. My company's too boring even for that, I think. Boss position equals position. Each day will be a different drinking utility. Like, yeah, one day you have to drink from a pitcher, you know? You have to bring in the thing that you hold all the water in your fridge with or something like that, and you have to drink from that and like hold it up. You know, when I was at university and I used to drink heavily, not water, but alcohol. When we came back from like the parties or whatever, we would sit down and we'd just go to the fridge and grab like the gigantic thing that you keep your water cool with, and we'd just drink directly from that like savages, because we knew that we'd need to rehydrate for the next day to be like less hungover. So I've done that too. Spawn point position, and then we add it. I think a different one each day is too quirky. You want to be silly, not attention seeking. Yeah, well, I mean, what do they have? Like, we used to have, we don't do it anymore because like I don't work in the office, but when we were working in the office, you know, obviously you have casual Friday, but they would have it like themed. Like you had to wear like green, blue, like that was the level that they went to. They were just like, the theme is like black. You have to wear a black t-shirt. I don't know. They had all sorts of different ones. That was how they let us express ourselves. Yeah, actually, it's crazy to think the job that I'm working at now, like 3 years ago, like we were wearing like suits and stuff, and then now I just like am in my pajamas at home. It's wild. Spawn boss position equals. But where was this skit in a live event? Each time a person drank, he used a bigger container and ended up drinking from a bucket by the end of the live event. That's pretty funny. I don't know if I'd like to drink from a bucket. It'd be more enthusiastic if they changed Casual Friday to just Cash Friday and give me more money. Well, no, they don't want to do that. They don't want to give you money, right? They already see you as a parasite. Obviously, they're not going to give you more money. They just want your time. We got a problem here because set owner is fine. We might still need that boss set owner. We've got an issue. Set owner, self, set player target. Yes, more money would be so great. Yeah, I understand what you mean. The resting point we don't need, and we don't need to call this function. So this is specific to the enemies. Set player target is an issue because we no longer have, we have multiple, we'll call it anyway. We'll need to implement that. Hey, Glitch Trap, welcome to the stream. So we've got a problem with this, it needs to be boss set player target. So set player target obviously doesn't exist on the boss because the boss doesn't have a script, but all these things need it. Well, actually, specifically the turrets need it. So, and I think if we're talking about spawn, when we spawn the projectiles, it might not matter for the boss since it's the last thing, but basically when we spawn a projectile, we go owner.addChild. That's actually going to be the enemy for this thing, which I think is okay. But we have a script already. Enemy boss. We just removed it because enemy boss. Let's add that back. And it's got like a bunch of stuff that we're just going to delete. We actually don't need any of this. It's not functional at the moment, but we do need to implement that script, that function because we do need to set the player target for the turrets. So set player target. So we can go var player target, right? And it'll just be a character body. 2D, and then we have a function called set player target, right? And it can be void. And what we can do is we can just pass that on. We could just like pass, right? Let's get access to these turrets. And these guys need it, right? They need a lookout player. They've got that turned on, and they need a player target, right? So we can go set player target. This is going to receive a player. Using a glass jar instead of drinking a glass is similar to using UI assets instead of a normal game asset. Yeah, it's as like I don't know what you describe it as. I'm a little bit strange, guys. The mask is off, you know. Hey, that's gold. Yeah, get wrecked. Just people in chat roasting me. Player. Okay, so then we can just go turret one dot set. I think they've got like functions for this, right? Set player target, and then the target equals this. So we just call this function on the turrets directly. Just cheat a little bit. Player, consistent person. Yeah, I would say I'm consistent, but like I wouldn't describe myself as a normal person, that's for sure. Okay, so will it work is the question. I guess we're mostly watching on YouTube right now. I can't do Gamba. I've got 2 viewers on Twitch, and one of them is my monitor down here. Okay, so let's just cheat it, right? So what is the boss timer? Spawn rate on spawn timer. Increase boss spawn rate equals min spawn rate. So that if we just make the min spawn rate 5 seconds, it should just like automatically spawn. No is normal, not even normal. Yeah, that's true. Not even normies are normal. So if I make the min spawn rate 5 seconds, the boss should just spawn straight away. I think there's like an initial timer, right? Create timer spawn rate on spawn a timeout. Man, I can't read this code. Connect get tree spawn rate on spawn out. Alright. Ooh, enemy spawn to connect on spawn enemy to spawn point, and then we call that function this is in the wrong spot. We want to go, I mean, it's fine if it's there, but we also need to say if boss spawn returned on spawn enemy, because if we look at when this gets called, we do it there. So we just go if boss spawn returned. So wait, increase spawn. This only gets called when there's an increase in difficulty. If we create strong game assets union, we could create a world where everyone uses UI asset packs instead of normal game assets. Yeah, well, ultimately that's my goal, to have everyone use strange symbols for their games, because I don't think anyone should be enjoying AAA. And okay, I am like, so the reason we want to use the UI is because of, we want to defeat the anti-woke gamers and the woke gamers and unite them together by having only games be made with UI assets, so that it's completely ambiguous to anything that could be human, that could be relatable, and it's just symbols on the screen, and that's it. And so no longer will people argue about what's woke and not in a game, and whether a game is bad because it is woke. It'll just be symbols. And then the world's problems will be solved, quite frankly. Right. Yeah, I'm memeing, obviously. Increase spawn rate. Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to do that when I make a game now. I'm just gonna call the function spawn boss. That'll solve my problem. And this can go back to 1.5. All right, let's see if this breaks. It's probably gonna break. It broke. Non-existent in base null. Why not? They're right there. Alright, I know why this happened, and it's because on ready is too fast. Strange bug. But we can't really get around that, because we will publish your manifesto titled Mind Game. Yeah, exactly. We can just go wait. Let's just wait, like get tree timer, get tree, create timer. Like, let's just put like a 1 second delay on this. Get tree, create timer. And see if that changes anything. Timeout. On null value. What the heck? Player target null? Oh, the player target is null. Wait, what? Is your room unusually large, or are those guitars tiny? Yeah, it's like pretty far away. It's I mean, it's not a big room. It's pretty standard for like an Australian house, you know, like 2 meters by 3 meters or whatever. It's just a bedroom. But it's a GoPro that I've got as a camera, and so that probably affects how things look. For sure, actually. I'm not, to be honest, I like, the GoPro is good because it's old and I don't need it for anything else, so I can just leave it there. But I don't really like the way it makes everything look, to be honest. I was using my iPhone prior to that, and it looked way better. You can afford big rooms if you save money using jars. You got me. You got me. That's it. I have saved all my money. It's the angle, yeah. Yeah, because the GoPro has to be like faced. It's not even pointing at me because of like the skew and everything. So I've cropped it in. The isolated capture. Don't worry about why I called it that. That's just what it's called in my OBS. And you can sort of see like the curving. It's still cropped a lot because like GoPros allow you to do like a linear view rather than a fisheye. But yeah. The jars save me a lot of money. Yeah. I've saved like at least $1, you know? Am I like, what's something weird here? Player null, self, player, global signal connector. This is a weird error. Strange. We seem to have the same interior decorator. Do you know my wife? Oh, no, actually, no. I put these up. You know. Okay. Custom models also look like that. Yeah. You mean white? Mine is just junk all over the place. Yeah. This room was actually really bad until a couple of weeks ago. I had like a desk. I had an additional desk behind me that was just full of crap. But now that crap is just in my cupboard. I still can't work out why this is like null. Wait, get tree.create timer. Like the tree just doesn't exist. White with no decorations whatsoever. Yeah, it's just like every room. You have to really intentionally decorate things. Like I'm doing the bare minimum in terms of like streaming. Like people go to way more effort than this. Put a couple of guitars up. Okay guys, we got like a technical issue that is causing my brain to break. Player target. We don't even need this. But like, why is it that await get tree.create timer does not work? Calling this on the ready is probably a bad idea. Is that what it is? Trying to spawn the boss on the ready? Like, should I maybe do it the way get tree? Just go like await dot get tree create timer. The funk is breaking. Yeah, I was just having. Yeah, we're chilling. That was hilarious, man. Yeah. No, I like that stuff. Farming clips, you know, although I haven't really done that in a while. Spawn rate, let's just make it 1 second and then spawn boss. Maybe that will help. Cannot call on a null value. I'm so confused about this. I don't need that anymore anyway. I'm guessing I'm going to have the same error because like non-existent function set play target on in base null because nothing exists yet. Like the turrets are null because they just don't exist yet. That's so annoying. So what do? We create a variable called player target. Here's the backup point. Try to fix this. Where's the object enemy boss? Obviously the turrets exist, we know they do. So what we can do is we can have this player target thing, and for the player target equals player, right? And then the turrets, instead of like using set player character body, we can just get on ready. We can say that the player is equal to owner dot character player character. What do I call that variable? Player target. And then the target is the player. Right. What's the difference between the boss and the enemy? The boss is like a multiple types of... It's just like a group of enemies, right? And because the enemies behave in a very specific way, they're kind of dumb. They just like spawn onto the screen and then just go down. Like we don't want the boss to behave that way. So I have to write like a completely different script. It's like not the same thing, you know? Should just pop into existence. It didn't even spawn. So this is what a regular enemy looks like. It just like looks at me and shoots at me. We use bigger UI elements for bosses, yes. Okay, so why didn't we get a boss? We got debug. Spawn boss, invalid owner. Owner must be ancestor in the tree. What the heck, man? You know what? I don't know. Set owner self? It worked for this. Is it because I'm not adding it as a child? Like, what the heck? Am I so dumb to forget to do that? Boss.add child. This is probably the reason why I had... not add... Just add child boss. This is the entire reason I was having those errors before. I just forgot to add child. Set owner, set player target, target. Okay. It should work now. Okay. Invalid object type global position on player because player is null. I'm guessing. Yeah, player is null. Owner player target. What? We're just not going to get past this, are we? Okay, so now we know why the enemy boss was having that issue before. So perhaps now that it does exist in the scene, we can call turret1 dot set player target. Man, what the heck? Is your game working? Just add children. It should work. Don't get mad at me. I'm just quoting. I mean, yeah, using Godot is just a series of spawning children and killing children. That's all you do. You queue free them. Okay, where are we? Set player target. Is the name of the function. This is still not going to work. I can feel it in my bones. It's not going to work. Add I free. Goose fat. Welcome to the stream. I've been missing you. How you doing? Oh shit! It worked. Okay, we made it to the next. We made it to the next step, and they were looking at me too, so everything's working. Okay, projectiles left. Invalid T on base of type dictionary. Yep. Oh, that's weird. Enemy. This is the laser having problems. Okay, it needs to be capital. Capitalized it like an idiot. Can't change it now. That's good. Alright. We're making progress, boys. We got the boss spawning. And it is looking at me. Is it shooting in the right direction? Yeah, kinda. They're pretty... Okay, it's gone red, so it should come down the middle. Okay, they're not spawning in the right location. Oh shit, this is hectic. The origin points for the... I'm starting to take hits, I'm dead. The origin point for the bullets on this look kind of weird, and the lasers aren't spawning in the right spot. And that is because it is child of the... That is because... Let me think for a second. So the middle one was, I think it's because it's spawning here, right? And then it's off. Like the position is off. Am I gonna have to just set positions in the world? It's not gonna work like that. I guess I could get them spawning in the right spot. They are going in the right direction, which is the main thing. What are we doing here? It's still the projectile. And we take the position of the new bullet equals point. So we're passing in a point when we load the bullet. And the point is, if not direction. When do I call load bullet? Okay, set projectile. I.global position. For I in projectile point, which is this. Spawn point get child. So we're spawning it at this position. Like that's how it is determined. It gets spawned here, which is generally like wherever this gets placed in the world. So I guess you would say like for the laser, we don't set its position because I was like, whatever, it's not going to work. So what is the world position? I guess we could get it to go vec200, right? Because that's what this is. Global position, we could set its position to be 00, and then theoretically it should work without us having to like determine the point because I've just organized them with offsets. So let's try that. Let's go to the laser. This is its own script, right? We created a separate script for this. We did. So we can go owner, add child, new projectile, and then we can go new projectile dot global position equals vector200. Vector2.0 should be right. The Godot development cycle: add children as necessary. Spend some time working out the instructions for them to follow. Be specific. They're children. 3. Remove the children when they're done. Just jank it and move it in retrospective to the boss. Yeah, I think actually just putting it in the global position 0 should work. Theoretically. Let's find out. Blue? Left side did work, yeah. They despawn too early. Blue again? I can't, how long can I survive? Do a different color. Just rolling blue. It's blue every time. Oh, it's doing a yellow. It's coming down the right. I think probably they're a little bit too big. Let's just watch it for a minute. This game will just keep going. It does a red. Comes down the center. They could be wider, honestly. Maybe we should have a mode where the enemies keep spawning even though the boss is in the room. That's pretty hectic. We did it. Yeah, we did. Alright. TTS? No, sorry, Goosefat. TTS still ain't ready yet. Because I'm lazy, mostly. The answer is because I'm lazy. Okay. I can't be bothered making so it doesn't roll the same thing like a cajillion times. But what I do want to do is just like put all 3 of them in a scene and just like see how they look next to each other so that I can make sure that they're covering the space. So let's go enemy bullet. We bring in blue, we bring in red, and we bring in yellow. So the answer is they do actually cover the entire spectrum. They just don't look like they do, which is probably a bit unfair to the player since like there, I mean, it's a pretty small gap to be honest, but so I think we're fine there. Right, cool. We have a boss. So can we see I might make myself invincible. If you make 2 cups of tea, then you would have TTs? Maybe. Maybe. Okay, so we have got a boss. We have got the set owner. Right. What am I saying? Okay, we got the boss spawn point. He just sort of pops in at the moment. We'll try to fix that later. We could do that with an animation. We could just not worry about that too much. And then also, I think it would just be T2. Isn't there a shop called T2? Okay, yeah, I'm going to try to actually run this through boss timer and make sure that it actually works without just spawning the boss immediately. So we'll go back to that because I haven't tested when this spawn rate. So when you hit like max thingos, this should spawn theoretically. I don't know what that number would be. The min spawn rate is 1.5. Spawn rate reduction. I guess it's like 10 waves. I don't know. How many enemies is that? Increased spawn rate every 5 killed. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Anyway, let's make the player strong. Let me test it for you. The game, you mean? Yeah, maybe. I was just going to raw dog it and put it out. You know, that's how I do most games. I don't have time to continue working on it since it is like a 15-hour challenge. So how it goes with these things sometimes. Let's just give myself 1,000 health so I don't die. And I can play through the entire thing. So we just got to get to like 10 waves, which I guess for every 5 I need to kill 50 dudes. Dude, game too hard. Oh, come on. That's going to set us back if we haven't reached our first combo. We might not die, but we're going to be like here for a while if I can't reach a 5 combo. That's 3. These guys are easy theoretically because they spread their bullets. Oh, shield. Doesn't kill combo. Kill it. No. Fuck me. Yeah, we're gonna be... Oh, man. I can't do it. I made it too hard. I've actually achieved it before. I might reset. Let me just... I need to check to make sure, like, when we're progressing. Let me just think about when the spawn rate increases. So we've increased difficulty on the counter, and we call that every time we hit a milestone, and that is happening every time the combo is divisible by 5. When's the cutoff date? We have like a week. We extended. I think some of the guys are going to go another week, but the cutoff is 15 hours. So if I look at my streams, because I've been working on this on stream, let me just check for a second. Content live. So when was the first one? I'm the best game dev. So that was 2 hours. The next one was 3. The next one was 3, and this one's been 3. So 3, 6, 9 plus 2.5. We're sort of getting to the tail end of it, right? So we're sort of at like 11, maybe 12 hours. Plus I did some work off stream on one of the days because it was just late. So I'm really sort of like, I'm kind of like out of time. So 15 work hours, yeah. Yeah, because it's kind of hard. Like jams are really tough if you've got a life. Let's be honest. Okay, so combo. We reset the combo every time we take damage, which sucks. Okay, I'm just going to have to get good and try to build that up. And what I want to do is... Laser. No, we want to go back to the world. I just need something to tell me that we're going to the next stage because I can't. My brain is just like, bleh. It's too late. I need to go to sleep. That's the issue. Not the fact that I'm a bad gamer. Spawn rate. Print. Oh, yeah, time zones are like, yeah. So, like, we're all spread out. Like, it just makes sense to, like, stagger it like this. And then the guys, like, I think even G-Wiz, who organized it, he was like, yeah, I got too much work on in real life. So he didn't have time to work on it. So it's just like, you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay. Combo also just says X1 when it actually starts at 0. Need to fix that. Also, I think these guys fire way too frequently. Jesus Christ, they come way too far down the screen too. It's super annoying. Got to 3. Oh my god. I need to nerf that. That's too much. Stop. Oh, we made it. Okay, once we get this, it gets a lot easier. Like, we're doing double damage now. That's like half the challenge. Fuck off. Is just getting to this next stage where you do twice as much damage and it becomes significantly more easier. And now you're doing triple, so it's just like, it's not even a question anymore. You can make it. You can do it. We have to make it to combo X50 to spawn the boss. Is that too much? Am I like expecting too much of people? Yeah, it's 11 PM. It's late. I started late. My day was messed up. Well, it wasn't messed up. I had social stuff, and by the time I got home, it was like late. But I almost didn't stream. I was like, I'll just run it tomorrow. But then I was like, fuck, if I run it tomorrow, then I won't be able to chill on Sunday night. And I gotta chill, man. I gotta play some real games rather than make some. Alright, we're at 24. We're gonna be able to do it. We can do this. Once you get the 3-shot, it's like, this game's easy. It's not even a question. If you take damage, you lose it, but it's pretty easy to prevent damage when... Oh, spawn boss is being called. What is that? What's going on? Oh shit, they're moving fast now. Boss is coming. Why is that printing like that? Holy shit, look at them all. What the fuck? Oh, there he is. Oh my god. Oh, I'm taking so much damage now. I lost all my power-ups. Oh, dude, that's insane. That's not... I don't think you can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at all this stuff on screen. Only reason I'm alive is because I turned off damage. Okay. Look how it's like spawn boss, spawn boss, spawn boss. Why is it printing like that? Print spawn boss. Okay. Why did I do that? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Is the spawn rate 1.5 too high? Hi, Blood Mage, how are you? I know, right? That's a bullet hell. Yep. It really ramps up. It's really hard at the start, and then once you get up to 15 combo and you get the triple shot, it's really easy until you get to the very last stage where it becomes like actually a nightmare. And maybe the problem is we are spawning enemies for 10 seconds, which means that should really only be 7 enemies. Is it too many? Like, maybe the spawn rate should be 2 for the min spawn rate. We get to 2 seconds. But there's some balance issues, right? There's actually some balance issues because it's too hard at the start, it's too easy in the middle, and it's way too hard at the end. So everyone's bumping elbows. I can't actually see that emote. The other one came up. What does that look like? The chat's broken on YouTube. Anyway, doesn't matter. Okay, so everything's working. We don't know if we can kill the boss. Actually, I know you can't kill the boss. I haven't written that script yet. Okie dokie. What are we going to do? We're going to balance things out. So a part of that is the enemy spawner has a range, right? And that is the region where you can, where the enemy will move to. 80 is too far down. It's too low. And the enemy's starting off too close. So basically, you need more space at the end. Yeah, for sure. I probably need to make the boss smaller. That's probably a factor. And I think also the enemies can come too close. So basically, how I've got it working is when the enemy first spawns, it moves quickly into a position, and then it will just slowly move down the screen. Just to make things a little bit different or spicy. I don't know, like it's just a way of doing it. They're coming way too close to you to start with, which is super annoying. Number one, so we just reduce that by 30 pixels. Blood Mage, what game are you working on? I love myself some level design. I'm really bad at level design. The other thing is the character's bullets. The first bullet doesn't feel like enough, and the rest of them feel too strong. You know what I'm saying? Projectiles. Let's have a look at that. The fire rate's 0.3. The fire rate's the same for all of them, right? Oh, the third one's 0.2. I mean, you kind of need it at that last stage, to be fair. What kind of damage does it do? It's the same for everything, right? We have a single bullet. So maybe this could be 0.25. Just make it a little bit quicker. Pay to play platforming game. Peer to peer. You shoot a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help. Maybe. It takes a lot to kill them to start with. These guys, their turn rate's too fast. Just slow it down. These ones are much more reasonable. Also, I feel like the drop rate's really low. Like, I didn't think I see a single drop the last time we played. The enemies, they can drop shields and they can drop health, and I didn't see a single one. It's like really rare. I'm gonna address the code because like I think there might be an issue. It's supposed to be a 10% chance drop, which means we should have seen at least one, right? Whoa, there's one. Maybe I should make it so that it takes longer to get the triple shot. It feels way too good. I don't need that. That actually might reduce my health. I shouldn't have picked that up. Oh shit. Oh yeah, the triples might actually be one of the worst things if you get two of them. Not the triples, like the circles. I don't know what to call them. The ones that shoot an array. Oh fuck. I could just go for the boss kill. He doesn't despawn, so I don't know why I'm shooting it. So I've got a lot of health. Let's see if I can kill the turret. It has 200 health. I don't think I can. It still got me. Damn. Did I reduce that to 2 seconds? That still felt like a lot. I did make it 2 seconds and it's still too much. That end ramp up is way too hard. I need to make the boss spawn slower. Give the player more time. And I wonder if I've got time to put like alerts that it's going to happen. I'm not going to get this balanced right. Yes, okay. World, enemy spawner. Spawn rate is 5, that's fine. Character, yada yada yada. What was the boss spawn timer? Let's make it 15 seconds. And then what I need to say, okay, is so let's structure this differently. Let's, rather than having it be, so basically what happens is that we create a timer when the spawn rate equals the min spawn rate, and the boss spawns, right? And in that time we're spawning enemies. So that makes it kind of challenging, right? And then when the bosses spawn, enemies stop spawning. But that's kind of like, if you're getting a spawn rate, min spawn rate, it's supposed to be like every 2 seconds. So like, I mean, that's a lot of, that shouldn't really be that hard, but it just feels like impossible. I'm gonna have to think about that. But realistically, I think we should do like say we do 10 seconds, and then we stop spawning enemies to give the player some time to clear out the room, and then the boss comes. So we basically create a timer for the boss spawn. So what we should do is we should create an additional time. We're going to need 2 timers. It's going to be scuffed, but it'll work. Boss. We don't need sleep. Yeah, boss. It's the weekend, you know? I don't know, actually. See, my wife's probably gone to bed. I don't know. No, she's not said anything, so we're good. Don't eat my game goose. So, waves cleared. We'll just go wave. What do we call this? Boss spawn. I guess the name doesn't matter. Boss. The name doesn't matter. Boss is going to spawn. Bool equals false. And we go and we create a timer. We don't extra time. Float equals 5 seconds. Right, so what we'll do is we'll create a timer called spawn boss. I don't know. Yeah, we'll go with that. Extra timer. We flip him. So we go boss timer is 5 seconds, and then the extra time is 10 seconds. And so we go here, create timer extra time, and we don't connect it to spawn boss. We actually connect it to like waves finished. Then put it there, waves finished, because this code just makes total sense. And we go void, and what we'll do is we'll set this boss is going to spawn to true, and then we will also get true create timer, right? We'll just go to the next stage, and it'll just be not extra time but boss timer, boss spawn boss timer. And we'll call spawn boss. This needs to be called wave finished, right? So we get to the wave finished, and then spawn enemy, we'll just set that to boss is going to spawn. So if boss is going to spawn, we're going to return. We're not going to keep spawning enemies, which means after, what's the extra time? Extra time is 10 seconds. So when we get to this min spawn rate of an enemy every 2 seconds, we have 10 seconds, so that's 5 enemies will spawn, and in that time you have to kill them all, and then after that the boss timer will trigger, and after 5 seconds, we'll have the boss. So, yeah, should be good enough. We'll see. Let's see if I can actually... I've been managing to reach the end phase, so... If I can reach the end phase, I feel like other people can, because I'm not like a bullet hell guy, if that makes sense. Who's fat's eating people in the chat. Dude, the fire rate for these guys. Fuck. I need to turn them down. They shoot way too quickly. It's too hard. We made it. We made it to the second phase. The hardest part's over. Shit. We didn't lose our power up. It's weird. We should have lost it. Shield. Fuck. Oh, we got it to 3. We're good. Shield. Even if you pick up multiple shields, it doesn't actually give you more shields. You just, you'll still lose them. Combo 10? Did we lose combo for taking a shield hit? That's kind of uncool. It's getting spicy. I'm not going to be able to kill the one to my left. Woo. I shouldn't have taken that. Combo's at 0 again? The milestones don't go down, so as long as we're consistently getting to 5, we're good. So the milestones don't get reset, which is the thing that... Oh, so the boss came. Okay, yeah, that's alright. Don't go there. What's it going to go? It's going red, so I can kill the turret. If the turret is killable, I don't know, it has 200 HP. Oh, it went blue. Go yellow? Oh, yellow is shooting at me. Went yellow again. Wait, are these killable? I'm starting to doubt. They shoot multiple objects? Oh shit. I just lost all my bonus points. I don't know if I can kill him. And they're spawning multiple bullets, so that's an issue. I don't know if that's like a signaling thing. Okay, turrets don't seem to die. Okay. But that felt better. It's still like hectic at the end. There's so many of these signal error errors. Okay, so the turrets don't die. That's correct because this signal is never sent out. I'm an idiot. Okay, that's fine. We'll fix that tomorrow morning or whatever. Fix a few things up and then post it, I'd say. But for now, I think I'm going to go to bed. Guys, it's been fun. Oh, I just realized all this time I've been full screen. Control Shift 11. Should have said something. Anyway, doesn't matter. I need to... Yes, I am Ricky. I'm here trying to meet a deadline. I started late, but we're out of here. Let's minimize all the things and do the shout out. So thanks for the supporters. We've got Jips, Hazza, Color Pants Rap, Big Green, Nike, Jace, Bricky T, YGG, Skullmonger, Mr. Sparkle, and Oh Yeah Dude. Oh, and IGSB, he's new. So yeah, thank you for those guys for being subbed on the Patreon. Everyone else, I still appreciate you. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow if you're on Twitch. I don't know if there's many people watching on Twitch. Oh, we got 5. It's not bad, yeah. So yeah, we'll be back on Monday. I'll post the project when it's done. I'll finish a few things off. Gives a head pat. Eats Chaff's game. You can't eat me. I'll be back on Monday. I'll post the project. I've got like 45 minutes left on it, I think, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow morning when I'm fresh. And yeah, we'll go from there. Who's online? Same category? Similar events, following search, filters, filter by tag, Godot. I'm trying to find a Godot streamer to send everyone to. Send it software. We got solo code. Not many people, eh? Not many Godot streamers. Who else is out there? Any other friends following? Keeper of the Lamb. Yeah, he's a good dude. He doesn't have Godot in his tags. So annoying. Alright guys. Thanks for hanging around. I'll see you next time.